Hey guys!
Hi! Today, we're talking about cooking oil. I don't know about you guys, but at least we've heard that canola oil especially and other oils and vegetable oils aren't actually that good for you.
So, like any good health nuts, we took that very vague advice and avoided them, unless they were in something really tasty like French fries. We decided it's finally time to do some research for ourselves so we know what these oils are actually doing in our bodies.
So I've got a few factoids for you. Let me open up my trusty book. In the early 1970s, scientists in Canada bred a plant called rapeseed. Rapeseed is naturally occurring with a lot of uric acid in it, which is dangerous and can't be eaten by humans. After breeding this plant a lot, they got the uric acid down to a point which was edible for humans. For marketing purposes, they called this oil Canada oil, or canola oil, which sounded a lot better than Lear, which standed for low uric acid rapeseed oil, which was the original name.
So that's not a great start. But here's the thing, it gets worse. This is how it's made.
So the first step is to clean the seed in a vibrating sieve. Next, the seeds enter a roller mill. A conveyor then feeds the flakes into a screw press. Its threads squeeze the flakes with high pressure, forcing out the oil, which then drains out through the slots. 42% of canola seed is oil. This screw press extracts nearly 3/4 of that. The remainder is still trapped in the pressed flakes, now referred to as canola cake. The cake exits the other end of the press and moves on to a second extraction. This one, a 70-minute wash with a solvent. This chemical extraction process removes all but a trace of oil. The extracted oil, stored in large tanks, now enters the refining phase. First, they wash the oil for 20 minutes with sodium hydroxide. After this cleaning process, the canola oil is visibly clearer. However, it still contains natural waxes, which make it look cloudy. So the next step is to cool the oil to 5 degrees Celsius. This thickens those waxes so they can be filtered out. After washing and filtering the oil, they bleach it to lighten the color, then use a steam injection heating process to remove the canola odor. The oil is now fully refined and ready for bottling.
Yikes.
Canola oil is extracted in some pretty scary solvents in this process called hexane solvent extraction. Not so fun. And then it's heated to a really high heat to deodorize it. But here's the thing. Monosaturated fat, which canola oil is really high in, as well as other vegetable oils, actually becomes oxidized and creates trans fats when it's heated up. And as we all know, trans fats are not so good. They're pretty artery clogging and pretty bad for humans in general. The really unfortunate thing is that commercially available vegetable oils are all deodorized with this high heat process.
So why on the packaging does it say 0% trans fat? Well, the FDA says that if something has less than 0.5 grams per serving, it can be labeled as 0% trans fat. That doesn't sound like zero to me.
Okay, so that was a huge mouthful. We know. But what it kind of boils down to is that the food industry has been touting canola oil as healthy for decades in this crazy war against fat, which is incredibly misleading, but I guess we should do more of that in another video.
But the question is now, what are we supposed to use instead? Are we supposed to give up potato chips forever? Fear not. There are a lot of other healthy alternatives out there.
Coconut oil is a really good one because it is heat stable, so it doesn't have the oxidized fats, the trans fats, when you heat it up. Olive oil is also incredibly healthy. However, it is not heat stable and so should not be heated up or cooked with. Something I didn't know until recently. Kind of cool. Some other options are avocado oil and grass-fed butter and ghee, as well as sustainable palm oil. So, some options.
Totally. And now that we are way more educated on it, and hopefully you guys are too, we can make enough noise to get these companies to stop putting these oils in our food.
It could be an oil revolution! Because it kind of worked with high fructose corn syrup. If you notice, there's like a lot less of that in stuff now.
That's
that people
totally
made a lot of
true.
noise about how unhealthy it was.
Yeah.
So, let's do that.
Yeah. Hit that like button if you're going to make some noise.
And thanks for watching our video.
Yeah. Subscribe and we'll see you next week.